Welcome to this explainer. Okay, on August 5th, 2026, Disney dropped a really fascinating announcement. We're looking at a brand new business test that integrates curated TikTok creator videos right into the Disney Plus app. Now, the central strategic question we're analyzing today is pretty straightforward but incredibly high stakes. Can inviting short-form creators into a highly controlled premium family app actually solve subscriber retention, or does it just risk diluting the brand? Let's get right into it.
Here is our analytical roadmap for today. We'll start with the partnership announcement, map out the proposed content distribution loop, dive into streaming economics and churn, look at a quick Netflix comparison, weigh synergy versus brand dilution, and finally, lock in on future metrics to watch.
Section 1. The Partnership Announcement.
If we track Disney's recent digital timeline, you can really see how a bunch of disparate events collided to set the stage for this exact move. Think back to December 2025, right? Disney signs a licensing agreement with OpenAI. But then, just a few months later in April 2026, the Sora web and app experiences are actually discontinued. By May, Disney management is out there explicitly pointing to subscriber churn as a massive priority. Fast forward to July, and European regulators issue preliminary findings regarding TikTok. All of this context, all of these moving pieces directly culminate in the August 2026 announcement of a global short-form content partnership between Disney and TikTok, which is initially launching as a US pilot.
So what does this actually look like operationally? Well, the proposed partnership sets up a bilateral loop. Select creators from the TikTok ecosystem will get sanctioned access to the legendary Disney IP vault. They get to remix it, then that resulting content is distributed on two distinct pathways. First, it goes back out to the TikTok global feed to drive social virality, and second, it flows right into Disney Plus Verts, which is Disney's mobile-first vertical video feature. The ultimate goal here? Driving those casual viewers straight into full-length streaming playback.
Section 2. Proposed Content Distribution Loop.
Let's break down this actual workflow, because it's built on 4 very specific steps. Step 1 is absolutely crucial. Creators do not get blanket access to Disney's entire catalog. No way! They are only using officially sanctioned assets from specific brands. We're talking Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and FX. Next, in Step 2, a select group of creators who are part of a planned ambassador program actually produce the content. Step 3 is the big one. It's the bottleneck and the safety net all in one. Disney has stated they will thoughtfully curate the output. Only after a video passes that strict curation check does it reach Step 4, distribution to TikTok and the Disney Plus Verts interface.
Section 3. Streaming, Economics, and Churn.
To understand why Disney is testing this right now, we have to look at the numbers. In fiscal Q3 2026, Disney's entertainment SVOD, that's subscription video on demand, hit a very healthy operating margin of 13%. So they're achieving profitability. However, during the Q2 earnings call earlier in the year, Disney's CEO made it very clear that reducing churn on Disney Plus might literally be the single most significant opportunity the company has. Put simply, they've acquired the subscribers, now they desperately need to figure out how to keep them.
And that brings us to the Q3 scorecard. The critical takeaway here is that these massive Q3 top-line revenues of $25.2 billion, along with a 21% surge in segment operating income, provide the financial backdrop for this experiment. I want to be perfectly clear on this point. This TikTok partnership was just announced. It did not cause these massive earnings. Rather, these earnings show that Disney is operating from a real position of streaming strength. That financial cushion is exactly what gives them the capital and the margin to test experimental features like mobile-first algorithmic discovery.
Section 4. The Netflix Comparison.
It's super helpful to contrast this strategy with the competition. Take Netflix, for example. Netflix introduced a vertical video feed designed as a personalized highlight reel, but it relies entirely on internally produced, studio-curated clips. Disney is taking a radically different approach. They are boldly proposing to bring third-party, human-led, user-generated creator content right into their premium app. It is a fundamentally different philosophy when it comes to mobile discovery.
If we look at this strategic matrix, it maps out exactly where Disney's blended approach is trying to land. Up in the top right, you have standalone TikTok, incredibly high social engagement but purely user-generated content. Down in the bottom left, there's Netflix's studio highlights, highly polished, hyper-focused on premium conversion, but really missing that authentic social virality. Disney Plus Variants is attempting to land squarely in the bottom right quadrant. They are trying to capture the raw, high engagement of authentic creator content while fiercely holding on to the premium conversion and monetization potential of a closed SVOD ecosystem.
Section 5. Synergy versus brand dilution.
Naturally, there is a real tension here, and we need to evaluate both scenarios impartially. On one hand, you have the Discovery synergy scenario.
This suggests that sanctioning IP usage creates a massive, low-cost marketing engine. For context, a 2025 commissioned Ipsos survey noted that 35% of surveyed users actually use TikTok as an evaluation tool before committing to a new title. If this works, it lowers marketing costs and theoretically reduces churn by keeping users engaged between major studio releases. But on the other hand, we have the quality and brand dilution scenario. This warns that introducing unpolished, fan-made content directly into a premium interface severely risks eroding Disney's prestigious, family-friendly brand standard.
Because those brand dilution risks are so high, Disney's curation process has to be completely flawless. But there are also some serious external regulatory constraints to consider. For instance, on July 24, 2026, the European Commission issued preliminary findings indicating that TikTok's default account settings for minors fail to ensure safe accounts under the Digital Services Act, or the DSA. Now, it is vital to note that these are preliminary findings about TikTok's default settings. It is not a ruling that this new Disney partnership violates EU law. However, it absolutely presents a highly complex compliance hurdle that Disney and TikTok will have to navigate for any future rollout over in the European Union.
Section 6. Future metrics to watch.
Ultimately, there's still a lot we just don't know yet. The actual financial terms of the deal and exactly how these creators will be compensated or share in revenue remain officially undisclosed. Going forward, analysts are going to be closely watching this US pilot. We need to see the real Verts adoption numbers, the click-through rates to full-length streaming playback, and whether this actually sparks an increase in archival viewing. Most importantly, we'll be listening closely for future management commentary to see if they explicitly link this feature to actual churn reduction. So will inviting the creator economy inside the castle walls fortify Disney's streaming empire, or will it slowly erode the highly curated magic that built it in the first place? That is exactly what we'll be watching for next. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.